We are the Ish. The Ish. Our Ishiest little people. We are some cute little space fungus. And this was our pre-PDXCon game of just mostly chilling. But yeah, we, as Ropetrick's excellent notes have pointed out, we are currently running Fleet Light because we actually have treaties with all of our neighbours. Which means that, yes, it's costing us a bit of influence early on, but it does mean we can kind of reasonably expect to skip to kind of destroyers as escorts and battleships, which is really frickin' handy. It means we're just hoarding our stuff. We have pushed to the northeast, and that is just to lock in this kind of area here, because there's a bunch of archaeology sites and primitive worlds, bunch of shit that we can really make some good stuff with around here, and no one else can get to that apart from us. We are quite wormhole light, but that is a thing we can potentially fix later in the game. We do have a gateway, which we will do stuff with, but that's fine. Economy is pretty good at the moment. We are using food for alloys. This is a thing to remember, because yes, we are, in fact, if I have a look at our species, when I can remember where we find our species traits, let me find them. We are a tomb world habitee. We are survivors. We are kind of role-playing this as if we are the survivors of a kind of apocalyptic world. We are very good at generating energy, and we are rage-atrophic, which means that we have base food upkeep with energy upkeep, and we have no energy upkeep on tomb worlds. So we're doing all right. We're not actually generating. We didn't go catalytic in the end, I don't think, but we might go catalytic. We might do. We are weak and we are fleeting, which makes sense. So yeah, we have gone supremacy and discovery. We are low on science. Science generation is our big push. We really need to get some more science. But generally speaking, we're doing all right. So we kind of have locked in what we want to lock in. We don't have to rush on stuff. We need better science, and our world type when we're not on tomb worlds, if I remember, is it Alpine? What do we go for? We also have a rule that we have to name planets after our heirs, because I think we are a tropical, of course. We went tropical. So yeah, we're doing okay. What's going on with that little system there? Have we not locked it in? Fair enough. So we have our next colony going down, which is Glorpish, which is over here, I believe. Glorpish is going to be a size 15 tropical, good for energy, alright for mining. We have encountered the Row aliens. Now, we did get a guarantee from them, didn't we? We did get a guarantee, so we're fine. That's the system that unlocked from the Maldoc Dal chain. Ah, right, yeah. We decided to let their Stone Age civilization live. We did indeed. We have met people who look exactly like us, the Jibru Consensus. Hello, how do you do? That's right, they have a very nice little planet, don't they? They have a size 25 Gaia world, and you lot insisted I have to let them live. Because they are the Mardak Vol. They are sort of fungal people that live on top of cats. Right, what are we actually doing here? So, food planet. Good, good. We don't currently have a mining world, and the question becomes whether we need a mining world. That is potentially decent as an energy world. I think what we need to have a think about is our other options. So looking at this, the only other thing we've got that would work as a mining world is really this size 18, so Trappist 6. Everything else is short on stuff, whereas we could actually do decent energy and food worlds elsewhere, particularly Unessa. So I suspect Glorpish is going to have to be a mining world. We could do a terraforming sooner rather than later.
Construction complete.
Are you lot on auto? I hope so. That'll be Caravaneers. So that's fine. What precursor did we get? Was it, Oh, we got Cybrex, nice. Not a lot of events on it yet, but we got them. Do we have catalytic processing?
Incoming transmission.
Is it a civic? I thought it was a species trait. Maybe it's a civic.
Complete.
That's ruler traits. Memorialists. We do have catalytic processing. You're absolutely right. So food is what goes into our alloys. So it is less critical for us to have a big alloy production. It's more critical for us to have a big food production. The Alvan Star Dynasty.
Incoming transmission. System survey complete.
So we are the Vol and we come with fleet in peace. We have discovered that one of your planets has been infested with the Mardak. It is a parasitic fungoid that has preyed upon our kind for eons, turning its hosts into mindless puppets, and you are its next target. We thought we'd eradicated it for good when our annual galaxy scan revealed a thriving population on Paridia, but fear not, we know just what to do. Well, chat, are we going to let them purge them with fire? Are we going to say they're harmless, or are we going to say you will not harm them? These are the big questions. Where are the Vol? Are we xenophobe or xenophile? I don't think we're particularly fussed either way, if I remember. We're basically fanatic authoritarian militarists. So the question becomes, are we purging them with fire? Or not? Purge? But they're like us, they're funguses. We love funguses. They're fellow fungus people. I feel like we wouldn't purge fellow fungus people. I feel like we'd be like, nah, they're funguses, they're cool. You will not harm them. Basic Shrooms. How do you think you will like it when you wake up with a Mardak lodged in your ascus, and your flesh is crawling and your mind cracking as the fungus hijacks its first your nervous system, then your entire body, cell by cell. Lucky for you, Shrooms, that one day will never come to pass. We cannot allow it. We are the Vol. We will return in peace. Right. I feel like we dodged a bullet there. Research agreements. Yes. So we do have supremacy. We have taken out discovery. I think we do kind of want to continue this out. We are going to need to build ships at some point. Also, science ship. Princess Rose, 11. Thank you for the things. We have detected a hostile fleet bearing the Vol communications signature, headed for Paradise. It seems they have come for the Mardak, living on a planet. They are not responding to our hails. Outrageous. I mean, there's freaking nothing we can do about it. I think they're getting purged no matter what.
Our construction ship is beset by enemies. The faithful have claimed a new world.
This is an outrage. How very dare. So I don't think they actually have a base in the galaxy anywhere. I think they just exist as a attack force. They are despicable neutrals. Now, assuming their fleet doesn't go anywhere, we are going to need to deal with it at some point. So there is that. But we will deal with that when we need to. Princess Rose, a subscription as well. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you very much. Enjoy your emotes. They are good emotes. Right. Science is our priority. Do we have our... We could do another construction... Why are we only running one construction ship? Did we lose a construction ship to something? Let's get another construction ship out there and get it automating building stuff. Are they still mucking around with our systems? No, they're still sat there. Okay, that's fine. Oh, they're bombarding the planet. Interesting.
Construction complete.
I kind of feel bad for our little fungal people. If only we could rescue them. You might as well start... we have got ones in our empire. Let's go excavate that. I think the lesson we're learning from this, like the people of cricket in Pratchett, is we need a massive fleet with which to overwhelm the galaxy.
Survey complete.
Right, Roomish could do with... Has jobs still there. Doesn't need any buildings. I don't think we've got the stuff to improve things yet. We do not. The Vol do not gamble with national security after unleashing their entire nuclear arsenal along Paradise, turning the Mardak Vol's formerly lush homeworld into ash. They doused the fiery wreckage in fungicide, dissolving the last remains of the Mardak Vol into a toxic sludge. Dangerous or not, the parasitic fungoids are no more. How dare they indeed? On the other hand, we do now have a Gaia world sitting there waiting to be colonized. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Would have been even nicer if they turned it into a tomb world, yes.
Incoming transmission. Incoming transmission.
Maybe we should have taken them on with our 3 corvettes.
Enemies.
Oi! Less of that. The fuck are you lot up to? Wankers. We will search that because it might give us some tech. Where is that? Up there. Go research that. Glorpish, you are... I think we are going to turn that into a... do we need it as a mining district then? I think we make it an alloys planet. That's what we do. I apologise for the sound of biscuit consumption, but I was hungry.
Construction complete.
Right, we could really do with good evening, Trowbridge. Who's given us a defensive pact? Oh, has the Lycians collapsed? They have not. Shit, yeah. Absolutely. You have like insane fleet strength. When we get destroyers, we will start building some ships.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Right, Strikecraft, give us minerals first.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Deflectors, research. Do really need to get a research planet down. Can we do more on Ish? Ish is almost capped out for jobs.
Incoming transmission.
Let's get
Incoming transmission.
another research thing down on Ish. I know we're borderline on consumer goods. We could really do with terraforming. Scream Twitch, welcome. Have you missed Vicky 3 and PDXCon chat? No, not really.
The spirits have granted
I'll chat about it as and when. People are welcome to ask me questions. Hi guys. Where are you at?
Incoming
Where are you hiding?
transmission.
I really want to ask you about science stuff. Kind of want to take Planetary Hall of Judgment. Oh, so it can take a long time. We'll go with it anyway. Contacts, Curator Order. Hi guys. Can you aid us in our research? We would like to purchase this service. Let's get another bit more research boost.
Remind
Remind me to bug you about your availability to do crimes in a post-apocalyptic industrial steampunky setting later. It depends. Oh shit, we've got a Gaia world there. Yeah, my time is very limited at the moment. I'm currently got final stuff to do on one book. Halfway through writing the next book. Obviously we've got Vicky 3 dropping next month, which will be fun. And on the 4th, I think it's the 4th or the 5th of October, I've got to give a talk at a highways conference on, well, I've decided I'm doing it on roundabouts, because why not? It is not often that I find an audience who are prepared, i.e. cannot escape from me talking to them about the history of roundabouts. So this is probably paradise-ish, isn't it? As it's Gaia. It's not why I need the book. I've read it before. I've got notes on it, and there's a copy in the British Library, which is where I read it. But it would be a hell of a lot easier to have my own copy, and it is an excellent book. It's just really fucking hard to find. It's one of those books that when copies become available, they disappear again. This is The Hidden Stevenage by Eric Claxton, for those who are unfamiliar with the study of roundabouts. Right, he's still searching that. Science ships are all doing everything. I think we will make the Gaia world we'll absolutely boost it for civilian stuff. We absolutely need to get a research world going. We are capped out on food. No way.
Special project complete.
Oh, we just got improved strikecraft as a research option. Right, I think you need to just start building us some research stations. Let's get as much research stations down as we can. We've done well for archaeology sites, has to be said.
Incoming transmission.
Still jobs available.
System survey.
Still jobs available. Ish. I think we will put another
Incoming
science
transmission.
lab down on Ish. Strong community will help them recover. What's the price of alloys like at the moment? Not bad.
Construction complete.
There's never any harm in buying alloys. Especially as we will need to just crash build a fleet at some point. Is there anything else? No, we're saving that slot.
Construction complete.
Cold and alone. The expedition has returned with a sad tale to tell. Thousands of years ago, the planet's core temperature dropped precipitously, forcing the population underground in search of heat, energy and resources. Year after year, the temperature dropped and they kept digging deeper and deeper. Their numbers dwindled as most froze, starved or perished in digging accidents. This went on for decades. In a minute hand-dug tunnel in the very deepest shaft, far past the sub-level where the last digging machines lay broken down and abandoned, a single ice-fossilized mollusk cadaver, there's a cat in the way of my screen, was found. A recorded message was found in which it claimed to be the last of its kind. It was cold and alone and ready to give up. That's so sad. Artificial moral codes. Interesting. Kitty is fed. Has kitty time moved to 6:15? Kitty time is generally 6:15, but I try and stretch him to 6:30 if I can. But he has become very, very... He gets very, very militant if his food is delayed. Which, you know, I can kind of understand. You know, he's hungry. It doesn't help that we're kind of cutting him back a bit on food now that he's filled out a bit. So he's still kind of in the mode of being used to his old food levels. So once he adapts, that should get easier. No idea on the answer to that trivia question, but I'm intrigued. Oh yeah, no, he's a lovely kid. Like he's very, especially when he knows food is coming, he gets very bouncy and affectionate. Like he knows what he needs to do.
Incoming transmission.
But yeah, PDXCon stuff, Stellaris stuff. So I'm sure it's been all over the forums already.
We're spreading our faith
But
to a new world.
the new really good workshop session where they talked about some of the stuff they want to do with
Incoming transmission.
making fleet composition really matter. Yeah, sure, guarantee me. So to move away from this thing where everyone either builds corvettes or everyone just builds battleships, and just try and get to a position where actually mixed fleets have real value, which was all quite good.
Construction complete.
The others all have the first name James, Caroline's middle name James. Nice, good fact. So yeah, so there was a lot of talk about shifting weapon and ship kind of stylings and engagement distances, making them more official, more not broken. The goal being to, as I say, make it so that there's real value to you in having, say, missile boats, but then needing picket ships for your big ships to guard against that damage. So it was stuff like making it so, from memory, things like fusion missiles would do scaling damage to ships based on their size. So missiles will do a hell of a lot more damage to battleships than they will to small ships. But at the same time, missiles are slow, which means you need stuff to guard the missile ships while they're doing damage to the big ships, because they've got to get in close enough to do it. So there's lots of stuff about that with tweaking weapon ranges. It's still very much early days, like they're not even in the position to dev diary yet, because it's very much kind of, it's almost kind of the on one machine while they test it rather than being fully rolled out. But I must admit, I really liked it, because as you all know, I get very annoyed or very bored with the idea that you just build one big ship type. And so they just wanted to make it so that the platform matters more. That's one of their goals. The other thing that was interesting that came up was looking at how transcendence works. We'll take mineral purification.
Construction complete.
So looking at making it so when you, rather than it being like, if you take telepathy, you can, and you hit the, you take the, you know, you go into your, where is it? Society management. You take your ascension perk to say, I have ascended, or I have become telepathic, or I have become, the flesh is weak. That what happens when you take one of these is, rather than them being ascension perks or one-shot ascension perks, where suddenly instantly all of your people are cyborgs, what it actually does is it works, is it becomes a tradition tree. And what you do is you take things from it as you go through, each of which gradually increases your either psionic ability or your conversion to machine types over time. So the idea being that you just that they said, like, it's unrealistic that, oh look, hey look, everyone's telepathic now. That it becomes a gradated thing of kind of going, actually you get the bonuses over time, which they said then allows them to scale the bonuses better. Because if you've got to work down a chain to get it, they can make the end results of that chain slightly higher in terms of scaling, rather than just having it as flat benefits that come off of ascension perks. So that's the other thing they're working on quietly in the background now. So sort of how the Empire should have built a bunch of Lancer frigates to cover their Star Destroyers. Exactly. So it's really very much about turning around and going, you build ships that have roles, and those roles shouldn't just be working out what weapons your enemies have and building the stuff that counters it on as many corvettes or battleships as you decide. It should be about turning around and building mixed composition fleets that do specific things. So building stuff that will guard your carriers while they hold back, building because other ships will rush in to try and kill them. Yeah, exactly. Essentially, there are certain roles that can only be really effectively played by different chassis. And because of the scaling damage thing of certain weapons on hull sizes, it means that suddenly it becomes... Their goal, as they explained it, is to make destroyers really valuable again. And I had a couple of good chats with the devs over beers, and basically pointed out that what they were really doing was... What they really needed to do was just go away and actually just legit read like on actual World War II and World War I fleet composition, because it'd just be really useful.
Construction complete.
Yeah, so Taharis can tell you as well, because he was sat next to me. Somewhat impressively, Taharis managed to get the plague at PDXCon, even though I didn't. So, you know, well done on that, Taharis. You are the worst Viking ever. But yeah, so the fleet stuff was really, really interesting. Kind of just crib mechanics from Hoi 4. There's an element of that to it, but obviously it's slightly different because of the way their ships work differently and fleets work differently. But broadly speaking, that is part of what that is kind of what it is. It's about is turning around and going, actually, let's just make it more interesting to have mixed fleets. But I think that was most of the interesting Stellaris stuff comes up, I know I said interesting a lot in that conversation. Unless you can think of something I'm missing.
The spirits have granted us
Taharis. So I've talked about the Ascendance changes and the we'll take FTL inhibitors and the fleet changes. I don't remember them talking about anything else. It's just that.
System survey complete.
I'm sure nothing can possibly go wrong in us colonizing this world. I mean, we're fungus. They can't infect us. A supply limit patch. I don't remember them talking about supply limit patch, but it would be nice.
Incoming transmission.
Something I'd like to see, I think we talked about this at the event, is that really the further out you are from your homeworld, the less control you should have over the sector. So as you get further out, it should just be that you can only tell planets broadly what direction to go in rather than be able to set individual construction. And that when you get really far out, they just automatically become vassals rather than actual colonies of your world. So almost to kind of model the fact that transport and the distance it takes to get to things plays a huge effect on empire growth. Control distance thinks something you'd enjoy for CK. Yeah, I mean, like, it kind of is wired into CK3 because there's a point at CK3 where you have to stop microing everything and just give out kingdoms. This doesn't have that. You can micro everything. And I do think it would benefit, you know, make it a toggle, make it something people can turn off if they just want to sit there and fucking block. But I think having it as a game mode where you can turn around and go, distance from center matters, and the further out you get, the less control you have. It'd be very sort of Foundation. Oh, what do we go for first? We should really unlock destroyers first, shouldn't we? Right, Glorpish is going to be our alloys planet, or one of them. Do we need anything else on there at the moment? I don't think so. This is going to be our civilian goods. In industries, so get 2 of them, get another district down. Well, that's it. You could then have text that would say, right, actually, we've researched hyperspace communications.
Construction complete.
So you turn around and go, actually, and maybe these are things to think about for Stellaris 2 more than for this one, but yeah, you have it so that maybe as you build your hyper relay network, you're suddenly able to communicate better with the planets within range of hyper relay network stations. So maybe in a system that's got a hyper relay you can control more, but maybe you only have a limited, they are more of a drain on your resources the further out from your core they are.
Construction complete.
Things to think about, anyway. This relic world should really be getting some science as well, and it can afford to hold some science, so let's give it some science. I mean, we should be getting some sentries around, dealing. Oh, our great spore died. F's in chat for our great spore. Give me some research labs.
Incoming transmission.
I did come away with PDXCon with the overwhelming suspicion that Stellaris 2 is already in the works. I must say. Like only the early works, but that it's probably the next one on the list, even before EU4.
Incoming
Methane gas
transmission.
explosion. Oh well, we got some stuff out of it. Not going to argue with that. A lot of people dying all of a sudden. Right, you're building stuff there. Build a research output. You need a scientist because you can't research stuff. You now don't have a scientist. Do we really need 4 science ships anymore? I mean, probably not. Let's just move you to somewhere central. Oh, actually, we should give you a science leader, and you should be doing assist research on Ish. Yeah, just from the amount of stuff they said they were doing differently, and they were clearly thought a lot about. You say, and they're saying, oh yeah, well, no, if we were doing it differently now, we'd probably do it like X, Y, Z. And you're like, yeah, you've been thinking an awful lot about how you do this stuff differently. Arguably more about how you do it differently in game. So that made me very much think that that I do think it's on its way. So, do we go full science on Ish? It might not be a bad idea. Actually, we probably need a Sanctuary of Repose, don't we? Yeah, I think we get a Sanctuary of Repose down there, though. Room-ish. I mean, we're still saving that spot for food processors. Ice cream van's here if anyone wants ice cream. I can't have it right now, I don't want to spoil my dinner.
Incoming transmission.
Like, that is very bad science for us, but we'll get there, we'll build it up. Just take a bit of time, that's all. All hail the galactic community. Get ready for some event spam. Well, comms spam.
Incoming transmission. Incoming transmission.
But yeah, my instinct is that Stellaris 2 is now in early dev. And EU4 is on the radar.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
But is not at even a starting dev point yet,
complete.
because they're still not that happy with the Spanish studio. And Victoria 3 looks amazing. I'm very much looking forward to that.
Incoming transmission.
Try playing Tour with Ringworlds. Yeah, no, I mean, but that's why I like the idea of the larger your empire is, the less control you have. Because by definition, it means that you can blob and expand. Terraforming, yes please. But it reduces micro the larger your empire gets. What's the value of minor artifacts and archaeology sites, apart from the crap planetary decision and the ridiculous number for the mega art? I haven't seen any value from it. So, minor artifacts can be incredibly useful.
Incoming transmission.
We really need to buy some more. Let's extend that, and let's get 5,000 of them. So, minor artifacts can be incredibly useful Obviously, you can use them to discover precursor insights. We're not going to bother. You can use them to... for all of your precursors, there's a spend 50 to get extra insights, which give you some bonuses. If you get the tech that allows you to dismantle minor artifacts, that is incredibly useful. Really, really, really useful. We're going to get standardized destroyer platforms. This is probably the only time it's actually fucking useful to us, because we're about to smash build a bunch of destroyers.
Incoming transmission.
I'm conflicted about playing Victoria 3 since there's now a forced 2-month block until... I know, I just want to play it again. I just really want to play it again, which is a good sign. Like, if I'd walked away from that after however many hours we managed to put into it again, yeah, I feel I've played it enough, I might play it when it comes out, I'd be worried. But I basically walked away going, oh man, I really want to play this game a lot right now. So, opening that relic screen is you go to Society Management, you go to Relics, and it's all under there. Right, we should we be expanding any more? I suppose we should, because we're researching terraforming and we want Trappist, because that's when we know we're going to stick a bunch of planets. So at the very least we should be building in Trappist. There's a lot of trade we're leaving on the table there. Can you go build me some observation posts? I think that would be useful.
Incoming transmission.
Yeah, so Vicky 3 is...
Incoming transmission.
I think a lot of people are going to bounce hard off of Vicky 3. It is a geopolitical and economic simulator. Like, people who want to micro-war are going to hate it, because you can't micro-war. People who like EU4 kind of because they can do mana, and you know, oh, I spend this amount of mana to do this thing and then it instantly happens, are also going to hate Vicky 3, because that's not how Vicky 3 works. Vicky 3 is very much, you have political and economic levers, and you can use them, and by pulling them in certain directions, you can influence the way your nation develops. But that influence is not immediate, and it happens over time. And so decisions that you take about the path that you want your country to take may not really manifest, the consequences of that may not manifest for a year. You know, a year, just, they might not. And just as critically, Roomish, we're going to build one more of them. Just as critically, it's not a game that you could see it in some of the Q&As where you'd have people going, yeah, so how do I turn Prussia into a socialist paradise? And the devs and that going, well, I mean, you can do, but it's going to take you a long fucking time. Now, one of the things I'm going to have fun with is working out ways of doing things fast. But honestly, it's a real... Yeah, the ship of state is not a jet ski anymore, exactly. You're steering an oil tanker. Your nation is an oil tanker. And the bigger your nation, the more of an oil tanker it is, and the harder it is to steer.
Incoming transmission.
I'll do a series of videos on it when it drops. Not least because the talk that, I can't remember his surname, Paul, the economist who's worked on the game's economy, gave, was absolutely freaking fantastic on how the economy works, how to pull the levers within the economy, and how to work your games. And I had a really good chat with him on the last evening of the last day, because he was lurking in the Vicky 3 area when I was helping some people play. Just talking about different principles and different things.
Construction complete.
But like, it's stuff like, you know, like everyone's going to log onto that game and go, oh, I can make lots of money by taxing grain, so they're going to tax grain. And that's like the singular worst thing you can do for your country over time, is to tax grain. But a lot of people are going to tax grain, shit's going to go wrong, and then they're going to, oh, game's broken. It's like, the game's not broken. You know, the game's not broken. The game is responding to the fact that you have just put a fucking consumer tax on the basic good that your entire workforce needs to survive. So it's like, if you want to really cause an enormous amount of radicals in your country, feel free to tax grain. Right, what we're taking as our next perk. Kind of feel like Imperial Prerogative is our best option. Don't really have any other options at the moment. I mean, we could go World Shaper if we hold off taking this, because we are about to get terraforming. Oh, we need climate restoration for that though, don't we? Which we don't have. Oh, we're absolutely getting a tax grain emote. We're getting a tax grain emote. I've already asked Levi to do me a tax grain emote. So we could go Executive Vigor, which is Edict's fun, but I mean, if we just generate shitloads of Unity, that's not that useful. It doesn't scale well. Leader level cap. We're fleeting, so we die quickly. So, okay, the leader experience gain is useful, but we'll probably try and remove fleeting at some point from our race, so less useful. Shared Destiny. I mean, we probably are going to get some vassals at some point, but not yet. Starbase capacity +5 is useful. Don't really think we want raiding. Lord of War we don't need. It's fun, but we don't need it. See, I liked your first version. Feed a Lion sounds far more interesting than Federation. I don't know. I'm less fussed about Federations these days, unless you're playing with other players, because of the way they've sorted out vassals. So now they've sorted out vassals, it's almost more fun to take fucking vassals than it is to turn around and do than it is to do federations. I love the fact that I put up that thing about, can anyone find me a copy of this book? Just to be greeted by lots of fucking people turning around and going, oh yeah, I've got a copy of that, or oh yeah, one just sold on eBay, you just missed out. It's like, cheers. Like, that's not useful. Like, not fucking useful. Yeah, the AI does seem to form federations less, which is nice. One vision is useful. And the governing ethics attraction is really nice. Empire size from planets is really powerful, though. We are about to planet spam the shit out of ourselves because we're about to get terraforming. I think it's probably between one vision for the Unity boost and the amenities usage drops and the government ethics attraction, or Imperial Prerogative. Let's put that to a vote. Let's give you a quick vote. Ascension perk. One vision. Go full queen. Or do we go Imperial Prerogative? There you go, 5-minute poll is up. So yeah, I think Victoria 3 is going to be a bit of a slow burn, I think. I think it will be a really fun game at launch. But a bit like CK3 did when it first drops, it will feel a bit limited in what it's got within it. But I'm fine with that. I think that's deliberate. I'd rather see it grow into a good game.
Complete.
And I know you can then get blah blah blah, Paradox DLCs, etc. But like, you get your value out of it. I don't care. Like, why would I care? If I'm going to put 4,000 hours into a fucking game, I don't mind paying 20 quid for a DLC every now and again. Never got people who moan about it.
Incoming transmission.
One vision gives me governance ethics attraction plus 50%, so people go to my ethics more. And it gives me boosts on unity and stuff like that, whereas Imperial Prerogative massively reduces the contribution that my planets make to kind of my sprawl. And sprawl has an impact on my research speed and unity generation. Yeah, we're not planning on having lots of species. Give me star holds. So I think what we'll see a lot with Victoria 3 as well is content packs. Like, the game is clearly so well set up for content packs. Like, it's scary how well it's set up for content packs. What can you do? Let's just stick you on automatic. And
incoming transmission.
You can go build there.
Incoming transmission.
Paradise-ish, you need... Ooh, moat harvesting traps. Nice. Who doesn't like moat harvesting traps? What have you got? Housing by plus 10% for 80 years. No thanks. Like, I lose 2 specialist pops just for a temporary boost. Nope.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom. Incoming transmission.
That's terraforming.
Evading heretics.
Oh shit, heretics. I didn't even know we had heretics. Or enemies. Do we want... We probably want that first. Shardlings! Hey! Let's see some shardlings. Right, we can terraform. What are we terraforming? I feel like we need another mineral world so we can go absolute ham on alloys and consumer goods.
Bingly, bingly, beep.
Thank you very much, Troutbridge, for the renewal. 20 months is a long time. Yeah, I think the mineral world is our first expansion target, isn't it? I mean, we could slam a couple down in Trappist. Actually, Yanessa is... Where's Yanessa? Because we should get that going as an energy world sooner rather than later. It's there as well. I mean, that's just core of our empire. Tropical world, that. Trappist, we want... I think it's Trappist 6. Let's just double check. Yeah, Trappist 6. Terraform that. And we've got enough cash for one more. So Trappist 6 we're doing. That ocean world would be good for... But that one's decent as well. Which of those is going to be better at... Okay, that's got a lot of alloy districts. You can terraform as well. And you're cheap to do because you're ocean already. In which case... What else have we got floating around? I mean, Trappist 5 is decent. Maybe we lay down on Trappist 5 as well. There we go. One vision has won. Righto, one vision it is. Yeah, we do use food for alloys, so we do need another food planet down. I must remember that we use food for alloys. Right, one vision. Gimme, gimme, gimme one vision.
Incoming transmission.
Right, Galactic Market's coming up. We're going to need to start building a fleet soon, because they will at some point pass the stuff that puts us in breach. He's kind of trapped there for now.
Incoming transmission.
We should probably start building a fleet up. It's probably time. As for Ascension shirts, I prefer fried chicken. Well, exactly.
Incoming transmission.
Let's officially designate that, because at some point the AI will go fucking mad and designate it as something else for no apparent reason. Because AI gonna AI. You're out there, kitty. You have a bad dream.
Incoming
It's
transmission.
okay, I'm here.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom. Incoming transmission.
Star holds. Right, let's...
Incoming transmission.
Let's get crystal mines.
Construction complete.
That empire is going to fall apart in the not too distant future, and maybe we should actually build a fleet. But first... Right, we need to start thinking about our fleet setup. Right, where are we building our main shipyard? There's some weird shit going on down here. This feels like the area most likely to Ooh, ruined orbital ring, hello. Maybe we go construction, fleet construction or ship construction out of Uproth or Latium. Latium maybe, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jumps to that front, essentially. I don't want to do it in the gateway system. The gateway system is going to need to be a fortified station because it's a border station, at least for now. I think Latium. Granted, it's a bit of away from our northern border, but we can always build a minor shipyard up there to compensate. And Latium is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jumps from that border. Less than that, because I'm counting them, because we're probably going to invade them at some point. I think Latium. Right, this is ship central. You're a border station and get upgraded. We need another border station here because we don't have one. And we need to upgrade this one. Now the annoying thing is that caps us out already. You need upgrading. Then you get flipped to being a trade hub. And you get flipped to off-world trading. Now getting some more planets down is going to increase our starbase capacity. Our research is now significantly less terrible, but I'd still like more.
Incoming transmission.
Right, Paradise has shockingly been auto-designated the right thing, but we'll manually do it just to make sure. Some hollows.
Construction complete.
Numismatic Shrine, which is very, very fucking good if I remember.
Incoming transmission. The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
More research alternatives. Give me cold fusion reactors.
Situation log.
That's a one-man's trash event. Where are you? Yeah, go research that.
Construction complete.
I think we might as well just fill this in. Next set of traditions. What are we taking? What are we taking? My instinct is to take diplomacy next. Just because, not necessarily to complete it, but because that is filthy powerful at this stage of the game. Given how many species are in the galaxy, that's like 40 odd unity a month, easy. So just that and the extra envoys are a bit of a no-brainer to me. Completing it out, less useful to us maybe. We get a Diplo weight boost. I'd say we either go that or we go unyielding. I mean, arguably unyielding might be better. Maybe we go that and just get the unity boost and then go unyielding. Because we're going to need some beefy border stations in the long term. We've got too many borders, basically, not to have beefy border stations. Let's go Diplo now, and at least get that Unity one, and then we may flip. Because our Unity generation isn't great. Right, Galactic Yards give me 2 shipyards and some crew quarters, and then upgrade again. Oh, I forgot we got the Regan Commerce Exchange hanging around down there.
Incoming transmission.
Right, you're back. Just go excavate. We did really well for archaeology.
Complete.
We've still only had 2 precursor things, which is annoying. Given how many fucking minor artifacts there are, I'm just going to hit that.
Updated. Incoming transmission.
Sorry, tired.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom. Incoming transmission.
Someone's gone hegemon. What are we taking? Let's get coil guns.
Construction complete.
Who is our Great Sport? We did have a Great Sport new takeover, didn't we? So I believe our Great Spore is now Glorp the First, and our heir is Little Spore Blorp. So remind me that we need to name the next planet we colonize as Blorpish. Right, you get Hangar Bays and Comms Jammer. Give yourself some Hangar Bays and a Comms Jammer. Oh shit, we're at war. The Elysian Empire has collapsed. Yeah, I think it will keep generating and eventually you will be alright, but... Right, we probably should build a fleet. So we've got the Urgishlops, which are not far off what we actually want. That will change to disruptors once we can get disruptors. Shields. These days I've come more around to having more shields than armor. And you can have some afterburners. We haven't got rolls yet. So that's the Urgishlops. I think we're going to decide that Schlop means ship. But we'll see. Right, so you just get disbanded. Of course you won't disband because the game is still bugged like that. Create new. Your home base at the moment is Latium Station, which we really need to rename, and you are going to be Urgishlopped to the max.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom. Incoming transmission.
Chemical bliss, no thanks. Ooh, embassy complexes. Ah, but starbase capacity. I'm going to go that first. The sooner we get embassy complexes, the better.
Special project complete.
Do we want that system? It's continental, it's only size 14, don't care.
Construction complete. Incoming transmission. Incoming transmission.
We need to get ready to colonize these planets. Right, we are going to get ourselves an admiral from the Anathurian Raiders. There is an admiral available to be named. And of course we've just discovered coil guns. Oh, hello. Just like 1 month on that.
Incoming transmission. The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Oh, the Church of the Endless Expanse. Things are happening. Things are happening. Right. Erebroia 3. Was the one we were going to probably turn into our consumer goods place. So I think if we're going to give it anything, we give it a bit more mining. And this is Blorpish, isn't it?
Construction complete.
Give me... I have some energy. I just bought an admiral off you.
Transmission.
Improved strikecraft.
Incoming transmission.
Oh, the admiral has been cached. Congrats. Rockhopper. You are now in charge again.
Construction complete.
The archaeological team has laid bare the remains of a modest temple. Delicately carved from an organic alien material, the exterior was once brightly coloured, but has faded to a dull grey. A full operational holographic priest still presides over the church. While the temple was in use, she took confessions from wayfaring penitents, offering healing, reconciliation and sanctuary to this otherwise inhospitable nook of the universe. Unusual mechanical confessional chairs akin to torture devices have led the archaeologists to believe there may be more to this temple than meets the eye. Is that the Memorex event chain? I can never remember.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom. Construction complete.
We will extend our deal. Oh, we can get cruisers. But we're going to take that because it's rare. The final answer to the mystery of the vanished fungoid society turned out to be fairly straightforward. The planet's population is not lost at all. They're still there, gestating underground. Analysis of an uncovered pod indicated that the species' centuries-long active lifespan was nothing compared to the pod state gestation, which seems to go on for a few thousand years. Their simple cities, built to withstand long neglect, stand silently awaiting their return. So there they all are, slumbering in the ground, awaiting the day when they'll rise and start the cycle once more. Intriguing. We are maxed out on minerals. Flog those bad boys. Right, other planets. So we can colonize Trappist 5. Trappist 5 is our energy, another one of our energy worlds, isn't it? And Trappist 6 is the one we're going with mining and some more civvy goods, I suspect. So this needs an energy goods-ish name. So what is this? Is it electric-ish? No, we've already got Blorpish. Blorpish is being colonized. Blorpish is coming. Don't you worry. I made sure we got Blorpish down first. Volt-ish should be capitalized. We do need another food planet, don't we? So Yanessa is going to be civvy goods. Trappist is probably civvy goods. Well, one of those will be alloys. Have we got a decent food planet? I mean, Yanessa's probably maybe we go for. Maybe we go Yanessa for food, and it's second. It doubles up as It can double up. A Zarkon 3 is not bad. That's size 12 though. No, we don't have a Grainish, and we probably should have a Grainish. Because we are going to start eating into that as we generate more alloys. Tax Grainish. Never tax grain. I get the feeling I'm going to be saying that a lot in the future. To people who keep coming into my channel when we're playing Victoria 3 and going, I can't work out why my games keep going wrong. And you go, what did you do? And they go, I taxed grain. And you go, yeah, but that's where it went wrong. Yeah, I should set up a exclamation mark grain, shouldn't I? Let's set up exclamation mark grain. Let me set that up quickly so I don't forget. Chatbot, chat commands. Custom commands. Add new command. New command, grain. Response. Do not tax grain. There you go, you should now have a grain command. Are we saving Allans? We could do a sub-race of Allans. We should get some vassals and they should be Allans, you're right. Do not tax grain. Never tax grain. Never listen to anyone who says you should tax grain. Yeah, sure those mushrooms are for science, I'm sure. Right, we've still got jobs there, so that's fine. Don't think we want to put anything else down on Glorpish yet. You really need a bit more of that. Can we kill off some of these features? Let's get rid of all of you while we remember. Fine for jobs. Ish. Don't think we have embassy complexes yet, do we? No, we don't. We kind of need to, well, at least one mod we're going to start to put some admin stuff down on.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Bunch of people dying. New scientist. Can we get a scientist off the curators yet? Or is it too early? 60? No, they should give us one. Give us a scientist, Joe. What do we want to research? Blue lasers? Zero G labs? Blue lasers.
Incoming transmission.
Farming planet would be rakish. I like that. Colony ships are right at the end there, so sooner we can get some more shipyards down here, the better. Hidden under the floor tiles in the sacristy, the archaeologists have discovered a secret crypt where the walls are lined with rows upon rows of tiny blue digital orbs, their circuitry glittering in the dark. Each orb contains the memory of a single confession and can be plugged into a cryptic-looking machine at the centre of the room to reveal its contents. Those who confessed their sins were blessed with oblivion, the memories of their deeds extracted by the confessional chairs and stored within the digital orbs. How practical. Algae aren't fungal. Oh, there you go. I always thought algae were fungal. Right, we can upgrade all of these ships, so we might as well.
Incoming transmission.
Right, Stenlar, where are you? Oh yeah, you're up here. You're another border station, so you do need 2 hangars, upgrade, and then do your disruption fields.
Incoming transmission.
Really do with some more precursor events. Ish is out of jobs. What more do we want on Ish?
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Ish is a bit of a shitty planet, to be honest. Let's give it some admin officers.
Construction complete. Incoming transmission.
We do want interstellar fleets. We do really need to sort out our consumer goods, which is getting somewhat bad. To be fair, we should probably have some civilian industries on anything that can have civilian industries, just because it takes the edge off. Sin is unoriginal. The memory orbs contain countless accounts of tedious little transgressions, infidelity, bearing sacrilegious garb, exposing your flappers, adorning your feelers, ingesting your neighbour's pet, child or spouse. The deeds of one penitent alone stand out, those of the priest herself. The Hollow Priest, as it turns out, is a virtual representative of the Church's founder, Illuminate Soraya. She appears to have suffered from severe memory loss and was haunted by the conviction that she had committed a heinous act in the past. The tiny molluscoid priest extracted and stored over 100 of her own confessions in an attempt to figure out what she had done. Yeah, CK3 planet. Oh, disruptors, because then we can sort out our destroyer patterns. Normally I'd go combat roles, but we do want disruptors. Yeah, Americans go algae, but we go algae. The G is hard. Giggity. I was greatly amused in Stockholm. I was sitting in a bar in Stockholm chatting to someone, and This woman just leaned over and said, "Can I just tell you that you've got the best voice I've ever heard?" I was like, okay, I'll take that. Right. So we do need to get some embassies down. Who do we not have embassies with that we would quite like embassies with? God, I wish we didn't have to just click on everyone to work this out. Does anyone want to give us embassies who doesn't already? Like, just give me a finder thing like CK, like E4. What's our policy on expansion? What's our... Have we already flipped it away from... Yeah, we're on cooperative. That's good. We might take an embassy. Nope. They'll all want fucking embassies the moment we start fleeting up. I think we might be embassied up. Yeah. Oh well. Right, we really need some more star bases now.
Incoming transmission.
Right, Latium Station needs renaming anyway to the Galactic Yards. We don't yet have fleet stuff. Roomish needs more housing and more food jobs. The fleet is called the Trumpus Fleet, and I feel like it shouldn't be. I feel like it should be called... Warish.
We are spreading our faith to a new world.
Right, Blorpish and Voltish are underway. This is good.
Incoming transmission. Our ships have been improved.
Apparently we're in some wars again. So that's fun. Yeah, starbase capacity would be really, really nice. We'll get a bit more when those planets go down. I'd basically like another fleet the size of Warish at least. In an ideal world, we'd probably have 2 sets of 30-ish destroyers, and then we'd build battleships into those fleets. Good evening, Minpin Kitty.
Incoming transmission.
I'd still like more science as well. Geistramish is where we need science. This should essentially be our science world, to be honest.
Incoming transmission.
So Blorpish goes consumer. Illuminate Soraya's workstation is littered with obsessive scribbles about a place called Ixbelen, and the horrors she fears transpired there. Judging from her journal, she had intermittent moments of clarity, followed by complete memory loss. She writes that if she did not recognize her own handwriting, she would have thought they were the ramblings of a madwoman. It seems likely that her deteriorating mental health was a side effect of repeated memory extraction, but without a body it is impossible to say. Piecing together a coherent course of events from her many fragmented confessions has proven as hopeless for the archaeologists as it was for her. But they have uncovered what could be the coordinates to Ixbelen from one of her memory orbs. Set course for Ixbelen. We are swimming in minor artifacts. Oh, also, we need science ships. We've got a precursor thing we do need to research somewhere.
Incoming transmission.
There's our precursor. So research projects there. Then you can go do whatever the hell's going on in Trappist. Let's see. I feel like we should build that just because I get annoyed at Bordigor. So you go do that. You can carry on building around here. Starbase, Star Fortresses. I think we're going to take the research. Because we still do really need to boost our research.
Incoming transmission.
Right, Stenlar is ready to build more. You want guns, missiles, and comms jammers. I'm trying to hold off building
Granted us new wisdom.
bits on that until we get
Incoming transmission.
stuff that will do better bits. Starbase capacity, yes.
Incoming transmission.
I'd rather have cheaper defense platforms before we start building defense platforms.
Incoming transmission.
And at least try and get a leader who can deal with it. We must have an insane number of minor relics by now. Yeah, we're back up to 73 again.
Construction complete. Construction
Are
complete.
the star lanes fixed, or can you alter them, build new? Though they are fixed. Now, towards the end of the game, you can uncover things like jump drives that will allow you to jump to systems within a
Incoming
certain radius.
transmission.
But yeah, your star lanes are fixed, which is why it's useful, because it means that, say, a starbase there is a choke point. Like, anyone who wants to invade my system from that direction or from up here will need to go through that system. Now, late game I can build more gateways to give me speedy routes around and things like that, but yeah, broadly speaking, this is the fixed access to the galaxy. When they first launched the game, it wasn't like this at all. I don't think you can play version 1 on the Steam beta stuff by going back anymore, but it's very, very different. Like, you would pick like one of, I think it was 4 different space methods of travel. Thanks for watching, Rope Trick. Good to see you. I think it was 4 different methods of travel you could choose. Right, let's get a Fleet Academy down there. Right, we can build another starbase already. That means we're into Anchorage territory. To boost our naval capacity, so that can be an Anchorage. Right, planet Voltish is going to be Lecky. So give me some hollows, some energy grids, a district. Blorpish we decided was going to be civvy goods, didn't we? So what do we want from that? We want, give me civvy goods, hollows, district. 2 of them. I've never found a good explanation or use for the small hexes in another colour with a thin line to some systems. Small hexes in a different colour with a thin line to some systems. Which ones? Are you seeing any on my screen? Because I'm not sure what you mean. Like, if you see one, say something. I'm going to zoom in more than that. It's not going to change. Oh, these little markers. They are honestly just there to flag up where the system is. So they're just there to say there is a system here. They don't mean anything more than that, to my knowledge. And the colour is basically your primary colour of your empire. So I think they're really just a kind of visual thing to make it look nice. Because you're right, they don't really have a huge purpose. I don't think there's really a UI purpose for them. I can't think of one.
Incoming transmission.
Sapient was at some point inhabited by a civilization that would fly.
Incoming transmission.
They indicate how much above the elliptic the space is. Yeah, but what I mean is, like, I'm not sure how much that actually conveys useful information to anyone. Like, it doesn't really, it's not information you need to know. I mean, it has no bearing on the game. Yeah, like, if I tilt this around, if I can remember what frickin' key command tilts the screen, there you go. You'll see that they kind of indicate different height depths and all of that. But I'm just not convinced it's useful. Yeah, it's just an attempt to add depth, yeah. True, true.
Incoming transmission.
Some mining going on. Oh, we've got more worlds we can colonize. Yanessa. I think we probably want to make that a food world, don't we? We're not calling it Greenish. It can be food, but it'll also produce some industry stuff. It's quite large, so. That one has been annoying me for 2 months. Ask anything like that you want. If I don't know it, someone in chat will. Are we going with rakish? Was rakish the suggestion for this? And we've got another Trappist system. That's definitely going mining and civis. That's mining and civi goods, isn't it? So this is something mining-ish. Something mining. What are we going to call this? Hole-ish, yeah. No, it probably is a bit of a hole. Now, I'm not overly fussed about
Special project complete.
many more of these planets.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Because they are shitty-ish planets. If we were going to colonize one of them, we would have to call it shittish.
Incoming
What's that desert
transmission.
world like?
Construction complete.
I mean, we could call that shittish.
Construction complete.
Give me research station output.
Incoming transmission.
Ugh. Maybe we make that our admin world, and we give it some
Situation marker.
civvy good generation as well. We're not getting the galactic markets. There's no point nominating for it.
Incoming transmission.
Yeah, terraform it.
Incoming transmission.
Just got a Gaia 10 that is a holy world. Oh yeah, there's nothing more annoying than
Incoming
holy worlds.
transmission. We are spreading our
Research.
faith to a new world.
Give me pop growth actually at this point. You are good at
We are spreading our faith
genes, so
to a new
you
world.
should be doing that, and you should be doing that. Golbeth 1 was once densely populated. A thoroughly destroyed civilization.
Incoming transmission.
I mean, an extra envoy is nice.
The spirits have granted
Yeah, go
us
on
new wisdom.
Give me combat rolls.
Incoming transmission.
Lesath is an anchorage.
Incoming transmission.
We need 2 more anchorages down. They can go at... Because they are going to collect trade as well, so we might as well stick one down at Urabroa. So you get one. You get an anchorage. And you get an anchorage. Shittish would clearly be a great place for a mushroom. Yeah, true. Our excavation of the cave systems on Golba 1 has found well-preserved remnants of an underground high-technology society built on a vast scale. Many of the ruins are in surprisingly good condition, and we have managed to find what our research is describing as a library of encrypted data crystals. Hopefully these can shed some light on what happened here. Hopefully they can. Hopefully they can indeed. Right. And we're starting to spread out how we want to spread out now, which is good. At some point we will need to think about how we want to expand. You can... It's crazy how many archaeology sites we've
New
got.
wisdom. Incoming transmission.
Give me gasworks. Then we'll push for cruisers and battleships.
Incoming transmission. Incoming transmission.
We'll put that on
Incoming
automatic.
transmission.
Can you go up there and build that? Greetings, Ish friends! A recent Quervarb archaeological expedition on one of our planets uncovered... Ah, we should do the voices. Greetings, Ish friends! A recent Quervarb archaeological expedition on one of our planets uncovered several artifacts believed to have originated in the pre-ancient Cybrex precursor civilization. The artifacts are currently being displayed in a museum on Etris Colony. But in honor of the friendship between our two great empires, the Quervarb Galactic Hegemony would like to donate one of the pieces to the Ish. Arrangements have already been made to transport the artifact to Ish. Thank you for this gift.
Incoming transmission.
Yeah, disassembling minor artifacts, and you can spend some to get secrets of your precursor. You can cash them in, but that's less useful than it was, because you used to just be able to sell lots of them really fast, and now you can't. Research output, and you are going to give me
The faithful have claimed a new world.
naval capacity. Right, we have star bases. You give me anchorages and a naval logistics.
The faithful have claimed a new
You
world.
give me anchorages and naval logistics and an upgrade.
Incoming
Upgrading, you're upgrading. Planets are fine. Rakish is food, so give me 2 food. Hollow theatres and district. Holish is... Give me 3 mining districts. Give me hollow theatres. Give me mineral purification and a district. Do we have anything named Squish? We do not. Not currently. A team member exploring the ruins on Golba 1 recently disappeared. After a short search, we found a faint residue that seemed to have belonged to an Ish. Our researchers are in no doubt that these remains are what is left of our missing team member, but they are baffled as to how the body decomposed quite this quickly. They urge caution as we continue our investigations. Disturbing. The floor is lava.
Spirits have granted us new wisdom. Incoming
I've got
transmission.
gas extraction. Give me alloy mega forges.
Incoming transmission.
Glorp can upgrade and needs more of these.
Incoming transmission.
Ish needs another district. Ish needs more jobs. Ish really is quite a shitty little planet, it has to be said. Right, have another
Construction
food.
complete. Incoming transmission.
I'll be very happy when we can get to our new Ringworld capital. Did I up the number of arc sites? No, I didn't. We've just been crazily lucky with how many have spawned within our area. It's pretty ridiculous, to be honest. I've never had this many archaeology sites spawn within the area of a game. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's quite nice for a stream. Very useful for a stream. But, yeah. Our radar system got a galactic market. Righto. Memorex. The inhabitants had developed an enhanced learning program that ran every night as they slept in their mechanical chairs. It was used to remove unpleasant memories and train new skills. Being picked last for a spaceball or stood up on a date with little day-to-day horrors the Expellenians did not have to suffer twice. And for a while it was bliss. Systematic mind enhancements were mandated by the Habitat leadership and distributed to all residents from the Memorex. But the system was exploited. There were clandestine efforts to delete memories and traits collectively from the population without their consent, and eventually it backfired. The aliens unlearned important skills for their survival and entered a vegetative state. Shortly thereafter, the inhabitant life support was disabled. Interesting.
Construction complete.
We're getting there on consumer goods generation now.
Incoming transmission.
As we interpret the data crystals from the caves on Golba 1, we begin piecing together a picture of a troubled planet. The planet was once the center of a prosperous civilization known as the Alani Foundation. During that civilization's later years, the Alani turned more and more to the hoarding of knowledge instead of more material matters, such as procreation. As a result, their population fell rapidly. Alarmed by their dwindling numbers, their leaders attempted to find a technological solution for immortality. Records become scarcer around this point, though it appears to predate whatever cataclysm forced them underground, and it's not yet clear what the results their efforts yielded. I do quite the idea of us vassalizing Yandari Corporate Alliance if we can.
Granted us new wisdom.
Everyone wants a pet. Right, we're doing alright for... We probably want eco simulation. Right, we now have the naval capacity to run another fleet. So on the basis that we're going to split that. So we've got Warish. And we need another fleet name. Fleetish. Fleetish. Now we actually want... Why would you put 26 in that? Why would you do it? Game, please. Game, why? Why would you do this to me, game? Game, that just doesn't make any sense. Should we unpause and see if that fixes itself? That doesn't... No. That's got... No. Right. We want 25 in that. We want 25 in that. Build me some goddamn ships. Min Pint Kitty, you get a leader. What would you like your leader to be called? Let's get you an admiral. We do not have anything called Badumtich. Skittish. I see what you did there. Admiral Skittish taking command. Now we can sell some food.
Incoming
Give me some more of them. Hey, floral behavior. Alloy Mega Forges. Give me cruisers, because I quite like battleships. Do we continue with this, or do we go for something else? Because I am very tempted to shift to unyielding. We're going to go unyielding.
Incoming transmission. Situation log updated. Situation log
Right, let's root out that problem, shall we? And we need 2 more of them. Did they actually combat? We did not, because it was basically the big Lycian civil war. So they mostly picked on each other. Feral overload, root out the problem. We should do these while we've got them as well. There you go.
Incoming transmission. Incoming transmission.
A scan of the habitat's logs reveals its control system was activated again on multiple occasions decades after the life support was disabled. Someone overrode security, entered a maintenance hatch and accessed the Memorex. A data pad and a tiny blue memory orb, a smaller version of the Memorex, lie discarded by the hatch. The data pad is filled with the frenzied thoughts of someone on the brink of madness. Again and again the same questions are repeated with growing despair. Who am I? What happened on Ix-Belen? The final entry reads, now that I know, I must forget one last time. Perhaps the orb will reveal what was forgotten.
Special project complete.
I think we
Situation
utilised the
log
cave
updated.
mushrooms. Like, we like mushrooms. Why wouldn't we utilise them? They're our people.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom. Incoming transmission.
More food. Refit standards is really nice.
Construction complete.
Anything that gives us upkeep boosts is
Construction
good.
complete.
Take that.
Incoming transmission.
You will absolutely take that.
Special project complete.
We could get infused painting. I'm actually going to take the energy credit boosts because
Transmission.
energy credits and mining station mineral output. We can now piece together what became of the Alani's attempt at immortality. It appears that, far from bringing them everlasting life, they created a terrible menace, a swarm of microorganisms capable of multiplying rapidly and almost instantly devouring any organic matter, as must have happened to our team's last member. The resulting cataclysm wiped out much of the population. The survivors splintered into two groups. One, unwilling to give up goal, but one took to the depths, recreating their civilization in airtight pockets such as the one we found. However, this solution proved unsustainable in the long run, and eventually the microorganisms found its way into the habitats, the caverns between their tombs. The other group instead went into exile, enforcing a planetary quarantine by utterly obliterating the surface, rendering it uninhabitable. They would henceforth live in small enclaves and dedicate themselves to preserving the lost knowledge of their civilization, eventually morphing into one of the ancestors of the modern Curator Order. We get a filthy amount of weapon damage if we do that. Or we get science. I think that weapon damage, the army damage plus 50% is just an insane bonus. I can't think of a world in which we wouldn't want that.
Transmission.
Right. Where's our construction ships gone? You can build starbase there. Science ship,
Transmission.
go research survey there, please. Defondel has redeemed name a lizardy leader. We have 2 admirals that are named already, so your choices are scientists, governors. Do we need a governor? We probably do. If we're going to do that, we'll get you a new governor, because he's getting on a bit now. He's 111. Fuck me, for a fleeting species, we don't have to live a long time. No, we don't want that one. Give me ion disruptors.
Incoming transmission.
So, would you like a governor or a scientist? It is your choice. The orb's first memory shows Dr. Soraya spearheading the development of the Memorex to great acclaim. Another memory from years later shows her secretly wiping Memorex data for unknown reasons. Yet another memory is of Soraya working frantically on restoring the residents' memories, but to no avail. They stare emptily ahead, heads lolling, all but their autonomic brain functions lost. Finally admitting defeat, she hides the evidence of her crimes. She watches alone as the Ixberlen residence is pulled into the gravity well of the gas giant it once orbited, feelers secreting large amounts of mucus in what is believed to be an alien expression of great distress. Well, let's get you a governor now. We'll get you a new governor. Especially as an anti-crime guy, which is just great. So 6-ish. And Thadram wants a scientist. Yeah, come up with your science pun and I'll name a scientist for you. Oh, if you think that's sad, Zonahedron, wait for the final one, which I think is next. Rubbish. Let's get you a scientist. Let's get you a fresh scientist. Clegg there is probably our go-to because he's youngest. And we will put him in charge of blue stuff. Which means that Sensei flips back to there. And Clegg becomes rubbish.
Incoming transmission.
We're doing slightly better on this than I thought we were, because we're not as far behind in tech as I expected us to be. So we could do with boosting our research again, but
incoming transmission.
We're not as badly behind as I worried we would be. Right, Blorpish. Is Blorpish... Blorpish is going to be alloys. You're an alloy world. Although, fuck me, are we short on consumer goods. Maybe we have to keep that on consumer goods. There's something vaguely Asterix about this name. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Incoming transmission.
And you guys survey that. Right, so our fleets are for now at full capacity. For now. We will slam some battleships into them when we can. Someone needs to go deal with those shardlings, so Rockhopper, get round there and actually do some fucking work. Fleetish needs an upgrade.
Our ships have been improved. Construction complete. Incoming transmission. System survey complete.
Right, you ready for this, Sonahedron? Peckish will be our next agricultural world, I reckon. That's great. The final memory shows a much older Soraya in a priest's robe waking up in a state of panic, tentacles flailing and ears flapping. She stumbles out of bed and begins to frantically jot down her recollections of yet another nightmare in which empty-eyed aliens convulse on a habitat floor. Then her face contorts with horror as it dawns upon her that it is all real. The nightmares and the flashbacks are extracted memories coming back to her. And if extracted memories can return, the inhabitants of Ixbellen could have recovered. The maintenance hatch appears to have opened one last time, but Soraya's ship still remains docked at the landing. We could bring the Memorex with us back to Ish if we wish. So basically, she discovered right at the end that she could have saved them all. And then she killed herself. We'll definitely have that Memorex though. Resources from jobs and stability boost. That's very much an oh dear how sad. Yes, we'll have that. Thank you very much.
Construction complete.
We will absolutely not learn from the mistakes made by those before us. We've almost finished cleaning that little bit of the galaxy out. Yeah, it's like, oh no. Anyway, we'll have that.
The spirits have granted us new wisdom.
Right, you get 2
Incoming
more
transmission.
anchorages. And some hydroponics. You get 2 more anchorages.
Construction complete.
And some hydro. And you get 2 more
Incoming
anchorages.
transmission.
And oh my, we finally out of alloys.
Incoming transmission.
Research. We want missiles. Get star fortresses. Fleet command limit or naval capacity? Probably fleet command limit at this point. Sacred texts in lava. We get forced mindfulness. We get 5% unity. Nice. Our unity generation is pretty good now, to be honest. I always enjoy how a high percentage of chat on this is about puns around a theme. That's the nice thing about naming races, and it's why I always think you should kind of play them like this. It's just good fun. Like, if you're not role-playing it, you're doing it wrong. That's my opinion, anyway. Others may vary in that opinion, but... that's...